Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to be building this context application in Laravel. So I have another YouTube playlist in which we built this application using vanilla PHP. And in this video, we're going to replicate this application by using Laravel framework. So let's get started. So let me go into the terminal, and I'm in my document root here, and I'm going to create a new project. Let's say Laravel new contacts app. And let's name that. Okay, so let's cd in there. Okay, now I'm in this. So let me open this up in my text editor. Okay, so we have it opened here, and now let's get it working in the browser. So I'm going to say context app Laravel. Okay, so we get the first error, which is this, because we're running it in Ubuntu server, and the owner of this folder is this user. So we need to make it writable by the Apache user, which is www data. So I'm going to change the owner recursively of the storage. So let's change the user group and the user of the storage tree. Enter my password. Okay, so now if we go and refresh that, okay, so now it's installed. Okay, now let's get rid of this home page. Okay, this welcome page, let's remove that. And let's create our own. So here we create a route for the home page, and we're going to have like a home controller. Okay, so it's a home controller at index. Okay, so this is going to be our landing page, right? So let's go ahead and create that controller. Let's practice and make controller, and we're going to call this home controller. Okay, so it was created. Now let's go to app HTTP controllers home controller. Okay, let's create a function. Function index. Let's return a view home.index. Okay, let's go ahead and create that. Let's go to resources, views. Let's create a new folder, home, and let's create index.blade.php. Okay, so let's bring in our Bootstrap starter template. Let's go into documentation, getting started with Bootstrap, and I guess this is the one that we used for the other applications. Let's use that. Okay, let's say contents app. Okay, and this to context app in Laravel. Okay, this is a script that we're going to use. So let's see how it looks. Okay, so target class home controller does not exist. Okay, so I think we need to go into our kernel, HTTP kernel, and need to like specify the namespace for the controllers. Okay. So I'm going to have to look at the documentation for this. Or we could do another thing, which is we can do this. We can say controller class. Let's import that. Let's import that here, and the method is going to be index. Let's try that. Okay, so it loaded. Okay, so let's add like a row here for bootstrap row, or a container rather. So div dot container. It's not working for some reason. Container, and let's put that heading in there, and let's refresh. Okay, now let's add some Laravel syntax here. Say so I think it's messing up because of this. So let's use like a PHP for this. Now let's try it again. So it's going to work now. Okay. So the next thing that I want to do is okay. So let's create our login and register links here. So I'm going to create a link here with a class of beginning primary. And let's put login, and it should go to route login. Let's create the same for register. Let's go ahead inside of our web file and create those routes. So I'm going to create a login route, which go to our auth controller login, and the register route should go to auth controller register, right? And we do need to create that controller, but we do need to give them the name. So the name is going to be login, and it's going to be register. So these names that we're giving here, these are the ones that you pass into the route function here, and it's going to resolve this to this. Okay, so let's go ahead and refresh. So we get this. Now if we go to login, it's going to say that auth controller does not exist. So let's fix that. So we're going to create the auth controller next. Auth controller. Okay. So we have created the auth controller. Let's import it. Okay, and let's go to it. Right. So okay. So yeah, this is the name of the method. And let's see here. So we're just going to return a view, which is going to be auth login. Okay, so let's go into our resources views, and let's create a new folder called auth. And in there, we can create a login.play.php. Okay, and we're going to actually create a master page. So let's create a new folder called layouts. Okay, and let's create a new file called master.php. Okay, and let's copy this bootstrap here, and let's take the content out. Let's call it shield content and put it into our page like this. And now let's say extends layout stop master, and let's say section content, and let's say end section. Okay. And we can do the same thing for login. We'll say extends layout stop master section content. Let's end the section and section. This is where we're going to put the content. And for this, we want to say h1. Okay. So we will say h1, say login, and let's create a row and a column in the center of the screen. Let's say full sm6 offset sm3, right? And let's create a form here. And inside of that, we're going to say that we should submit to route authenticate, right? And it should be a post method is equals to post. So it's a give form form label, and this is going to be for email, email, and control. It's going to be type text, name is going to be email, ID is going to be email, and now let's do the same for password. Okay, so all of this is going to become password, right? And now let's add a horizontal rule here and add a series of classes, btn dash primary. Okay, so I think it should be good. So route authenticate is not defined. Let's do that. So create a host, right? Host authenticate. And it should be authenticate. And let's give it the name. So it creates that view. Now let's create the register route really quickly. So let's go back and go to register. So it says that the register method does not exist. So let's go ahead and create that. So function register, let's return the view auth register. Okay, and now we're going to be the login one. Okay, we don't want to create a new folder, but we want to create a register play.php file. Let's paste everything in here and make some changes. It's going to be register. So it's going to be create user, let's say. And yeah, we need some more fields, but let's just copy these. Okay, so let's say that we want a field for first name. So first name, let's say it's going to be first name, and the field for last name. Okay, I think we're good. First name, last name, email, password, and another one is going to be for confirm password. Confirm password. Okay, so that's it. And now let's see, you need to create that route. Okay, so let's see. First, let's say create user. Let's make this case user. Okay, so let's refresh. Okay, it's working now. Let's say we want to create a user, password. So it's giving us the 419 page expired. So in order to fix that, we need to create add CSRF log here, and I do need to fix the label of this button. Okay, let's go back, refresh. Okay, so let's fill the form with this. Okay, so it's going to create user and it's finding that it does not exist. Okay, so let's try and create that. Let's say public function create user. Let's receive the request. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to validate this form. Okay, Okay, so if there are like fields missing, required fields missing, then we want to validate that. So I'm going to do that using a form request. Okay, so let's do PHP artisan make request. Let's say create, let's say register user request. Okay, so let's go in there. So it's going to be inside of requests. Okay, so let's say that true. And here we will say that the first name is required. Last name is also required. And email required. And it should be an email. And password is required. Minimum, it should be 8 characters. And it should be confirmed. Okay, so let's look at the password confirmation documentation. So let's go to Laravel validation rules and see. So we want to go to this available validation rules and let's look for confirmed. Okay, this one. So what it does is the field under validation must have a matching field of password underscore confirmation. Okay, so we do need to make sure that our register page, okay, so its name should be password underscore confirmation. Password confirmation, so it should match that, right? So I guess this is all that we need. And where's our request? Yeah, here it is. So this is all we need to do here. Okay, now let's submit the form and see what errors that we get. Okay, so let's go back, refresh, register. Okay, and it goes to, okay, so we did not put that request here. So let's say register user request. Okay, now let's import that class, and now let's try and submit that. It's going to redirect us back to this page. Now let's deal with errors. So let's see. Okay, so let's see how do we deal with errors. Okay, available validation rules working with error messages. Okay, so you can do this. And determining if messages exist for a field. Specifying values. Okay, so how do you get the errors? Okay, so working with error messages. After calling the errors method on a validator instance, you receive a message back. Right, you can, the errors variable that is automatically made available to all views is also an instance of message back class. So okay, so we can do this. Okay, so we have this errors variable in all views. Okay, so if you go to register, okay, so let's see if we can create a, so let's say for each errors as error and for each, and let's say that we want to say if errors. Okay, so what kind of messages do we have on the methods we have on the message bag, right? So okay, so it has methods keys add is unique as any determines if messages exist for any of the given keys. Okay, so if you don't pass anything, like to say has any and don't pass anything, so that should do it. And let's say div alert danger. So div alert danger. Okay, let's move this in there. Okay. So let's just create a ordered list. zero out. Bring this down. Let's say I and split here, right? And okay, so let's submit it. Okay, we're not getting anything. Why is that? Okay, so these are get the raw messages in a container. So let's say if errors. Okay, let's do this as our count. Get the number of messages in the container. So I think we need to do this. If errors count is greater than 0, right? So this should give us something. Okay, so it does, but we're not getting anything. So say errors messages, right? Let's refresh, submit it again. Must be of type string array given. Okay, so let's instead of doing this, let's dump it and see what is in it. We say error. Let's refresh. So this array. Can't really get like a something that you can just put it in the and equate out. Okay, so how about this? Instead of wasting time, how about we do this? So this should work. Let's register. Okay, so it's saying everything is required. Let's fill it in with some invalid data, send it back. Oh, so did it just put everything? Okay, so it put correct email. Like, so if we do this, submitted email must be a valid email address. Okay, and let's mess that up. The password must be at least 8 characters, and if it doesn't match, then it's going to say the same thing. Okay, so another thing that I'm seeing here is that we are not getting the old inputs back, right? So what we can do for that is that let's put this in. Okay, so let's say if, so we're going to do if, let's say old first name. Okay, so now if we fill it up and submit it, so it's going to contain the old values. So we don't need to do this for password because that's not a convention, but we should do it for the rest of the values. Okay, so this, okay, so value is going to be last name, and let's put this in. So this is going to be the value for the email, and let's leave the password as it is. Okay, so let's say fill it in, and okay, the password confirmation does not match. Okay, now if you register, okay, okay, so now we're getting into our controllers method, passing all the validation. So let's create the user. Right, so before we do that, let's look at our database and see what kind of migrations we get with a fresh install. So we get a users table, right, and create password, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's do that. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to our env file and fix our database connection, right? So let me bring this in. So we do need to create like a database here. So this is the context database that we created for our previous application that we created with vanilla PHP. let's do this. So we'll say context and Laravel. We didn't do this object that has encountered a problem. I think we do need to like disconnect and reconnect. Connect. Okay. So create new database. Contacts Laravel. Okay, so we created that now. We don't need to do anything else. We just need to um, put the username password here. So the database name is going to be the contacts Laravel. And let me just quickly check the username and password. Okay, so the username is app user, and the password is going to be password. Okay, so let's go ahead and migrate the database. So this part is going to migrate. Okay, so it migrated. So let's see if we get anything inside the database. Let's refresh it and see the tables. So we have a users table and fill jobs, migrations, password resets. This is all the stuff that you get, but we're going to be primarily working with this one. Okay, so it doesn't have a first name, last name thing. So what we can do is we can actually change our uh, register. So let's do that. So instead of having first name and last name, let's have one name. Okay. Let's see name, and we do need to modify the request. So register user request, same name. Okay. So that's required. Fine. Okay, so if you like go back, refresh, register, okay, let's fill it in. And we're here. So next thing that we want to do is we want to create the user, right? So just a controller. Let's go to auth controller, right? So let's say user equals new user. Let's say user equals request name and name and email is going to be request email. Password is going to be hash this, and it's going to be request password. So let's import this, and let's save user. And so let's say user save, and let's return um, redirect to route. Okay, so once the user has been signed up, we want to redirect them to the login screen, and we do want to like set a flash. So let's say session flash success, and we want to say you have been signed up to gain access. Okay, so that's it like that. So let's incorporate this session flashes. So let's go to our master page so that we don't have to like handle this everywhere else. So let's say if session has success, if, if it does, then we say alert danger of success. Okay, so let me just see if we can search configure file association throw.php. Okay, so alert success. Okay, so we'll just put whatever we put in there. So we'll say session success, right? And let's have what's another one for danger. Let's say danger and let's say danger. So let's see what happens now. Okay, so let's create the user. Okay, so user not found. Yeah, let's fix that first. So let's say import the class, add models user. That's what we want. Now let's refresh. Yep, you have been signed up. Now log in to gain access. Okay, so I actually don't know what I put in for the password, so let's do this. So let's create a name. John Doe. John at example.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let's log in with that. So it's John at example.com. And yeah, we need to put 419 into our login blade. Okay, so CSRF. Okay, and okay, let's go back, refresh so that it gets added. So John at example.com. And we're in authenticate. Okay, so now let's go to our auth controller authenticate. Actually, we need to create that public function authenticate. Okay, and we do need to receive a request here. Okay, so let's say email is going to be a request, email, and password is going to be a request, password. Okay, so let's try and fetch the user. So let's say user for email. Okay, so let's pass the email through and let's say email user. Let's equal to that. So once we get the user, we want to check its password. So we'll say if hash check, we'll pass the, okay, so let's look at the check, or is it verify? Okay, so let's try both. Okay, so we're going to pass in the password and the hashed password. And if it works, we'll say echo okay. And let's say echo not okay. So just to see what's going on here. So the user for email does not exist. Okay, so we do need to create that. So let's do user.php. Okay, and let's create a static function here. So it's a public static function for email. I'm just going to receive an email, and it should return a or null. Okay, so let's say that static where email is email, and we want to return the first the record is found. So here we were going to either receive a user or null. So let's say if is not null user, right? And we're going to check that. Otherwise, we'll say session danger. This is session flash danger user found email. Let's pass it here. Okay. And let's try it now. Let's refresh. Okay, so it says okay, which means that it checked the password correctly. And if it's not, then let's create a copy of this, bring it up, and say correct password provided. And here we want to say off and attempt. Actually, we need to say auth login. Right? So let's say auth login user, and that should be it. Okay, so and we will return redirect to contacts. It's going to be route, so it's a redirect route contacts. So let's get this to work. So I think I do need to import this. So import the auth class, save it, And let's see. Okay, so it says the route context does not exist, which is correct. It does not. So let's close these extra files and let's do this. Okay, so we do want to create a route group here, and we're going to assign it a middleware auth. Yeah, so only authenticated user should be able to get it. And let's say function. Okay, so let's do route get contacts. Let's say we want to go to contacts controller, and it should go to the index method, right? So a couple of things here. We need to create this context controller, and we do need to give it a name. It should be contacts. Okay, so this is looking okay. So let's create that controller. So let's say PHP controller, um, contacts controller, and let's go here and let's import that. Let's go to that class contacts controller. Let's create a method index. Say okay echo you here. Let's refresh and see. Okay, see you are there, which is what I typed. Okay, so let's do this. So return view contacts.index, right? And what we want to do is we want to go into our views and let's create a new folder called contacts and index.play.php, say extents layouts master, and the next thing that we want to say is section content, and let's say h1 welcome to, and let's say we want to user. And let's see if we can get this to work. So let's say welcome John Doe. Perfect. So let's add a little bit of what do we want to add? This little margin, sorry, master page, and we can add a little bit of padding top. Right? So let's say we want to add a E-4. That work? Okay, so this is looking better. Okay, so let's quickly whip up the context stuff. Let's close everything else. And we do want to create a div here. So let's say div, put this in there, and we want to make this a flex box. So let's say dash flex, and items center, and justify content between. So let's add a login button. So let's say A, and this should go to route logout. And let's say logout. Okay, and you want to put in a sort of danger here. Okay, let's refresh. Yep, that route does not exist. And let's create that. So let's say logout, and it should be auth controller, and it should go to logout. Right, so let's refresh. Ooh, what's going on here? Okay, so let's take a look. So we created the button. Okay, so we did that out. So let's do it again. Okay, so it's now good. Let's create the method for it. So let's say auth controller, and let's put it here. Public function log out. We'll say log out, and let's return So let's try it. So let's say John example. Oh, so this is something. So let's take a look. So if the user is not null, oh, yeah, when this happens, we're not doing anything. So let's do this. So let's say return redirect back, right? So let's continue. Correct password provided. Okay, so let's try again. John at example.com, and here we go. Worked. So now let's get started with the creating the context. So let's say that we want to add a button here. This is the button primary, and it should be about contact create. Actually, let's stick to this plural function. Okay, and say new contact. So let's go and create that. So here, let's say I have a create method. Let's say context.create, and it should go to context/create. Okay, let's go in there, create that. So function create, turn the view, context create. Okay, let's go ahead and create that. So it's create play.php. Okay, instance password section content and section. Okay, and so h1 create div.row div sem6 offset sem. So it's field and form first form, and should go to contact store scroll, and should be method of post. Okay. Here say label the form label, and this is going to be the name and say form control text. Name will be name, ID will be name. The reason that I'm adding the IDs here is because when you click on a label, it highlights the field. If the for and the ID, for of a label and ID of a input field matches. Okay, so let me show you. So if you go to new contact, okay, so yeah, I really like that. This keeps you like, it doesn't let you move forward unless you like create the route. So let's say create, it's going to be context store. So like refresh now. So if I like click on name, it's going to highlight the field, right? So if you click on name, it's going to highlight the field. You can either click on the field, but if you click on the name, it's going to. So it adds a little bit to the user experience. Okay, so let's do the same for email. Okay, don't want that. Okay, so let's say email. It should be email as well. And this one. And let's add a one for phone. Okay, so it should be text. And let's add button. And let's say create contact. Let's add another button here. It takes us back to our index page. So I say a.bpn secondary, and it should take us to Let's take a look. So we click cancel, takes us back, and let me just quickly fix something. So here we should, this, so this the group is separated from the welcome message. Click go back. Well, this is what I want, and the login button should appear last, like so. So let's click new contact. Okay. Okay. Yep, the date is expired. So let's fix that. We do this in the CSRF and go to context controller and create a store method. Function store and say a request. And should we like create a custom form request for it, or yeah, let's do that. Let's keep it extra clean. So it's HTTP make request, create contact request, and that's it. So let's do this. Here, create contact request, import the class, and let's go there. Okay, so this one to be true. Okay, and here we can say required. Email should be required, and it should be an email. And the phone should be required, and it should be minimum. Let's say it should be 10 characters, and that's it. Okay, this is to take care of validation. Just print the code we wrote for register over here to print the errors. So if we go into our for context, inside of this, set here. All right. Okay, we need to go back once. Let's fill it up. Let's create the contact. Okay, so it passed the validation, and if it doesn't, like say we leave this blank, function field is required. Perfect. Okay, let's fill it up. And yeah, we do need to like add the old stuff. So let's do that. Let's say value equals to old name, and don't forget this plate. Let's okay. These and that's one to be fulfilled. All right. So this is looking good. And let's fill it up. Must be at least 10 characters. Let's make it 10. Okay. So now we want to create that. So in order to do that, we need to first create the database migration. So let's do that. Design make migration. Migration. Create context table. And it's going to be for a create for a table called context. Okay. And let's go to create context table. Here, let's say table big, let's say unsigned. Let's say big int, and it's going to be user ID. Okay, and it's going to be unsigned. Table string name. It's going to be not null. Yeah, by default it's not null. unless you define it specifically to be nullable. Okay, so the email and yes, this is pretty much it. So you need to automatically added that because we added this create flag. So let's create that PHP artisan migrate. So filter open stream permission denied. Oh, because we changed the owner, right? So let's do another thing. ch1 777 storage and recursive. That will take care of it. Because begin does not exist. So what? Okay. Table. Okay. Let's look at Laravel migrations documentation now. Laravel migrations. Looking for column types. Big integer. Okay, sorry. My bad. This is what I was looking for. And let's do this. Okay, so it migrated the database. If we like take a look now, like refresh it, so we should have a context table here. Now let's create the model from it. Right? So let's say PHP artisan make model contact, right? And let's to contact model see if we of this contact.php. It has a factory, and I think it's going to resolve it, like creating a plural of it, and it's going to assume the correct table name. So context controller. Here we'll say contact, and I think we do need to import the class. Okay, let's say contact name equals request, okay, and email and phone. Let's see contact save flash session flash success. Okay, contact name is successfully. Let's return redirect route context. So this should work. And let's see if it takes us back to the home page. Ooh, user ID, good catch. So we do need to like, add the foreign key of the user. So it's a user ID, and it's going to come from auth user ID. Actually, I think we need to do this. So it's semicolon there. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, undefined property user. Let's see if we can do this. If it's a method. Worked. Oh, it worked. Okay. So here, what we want to do is we want to say contacts is going to be contact for user, and we're going to pass in the user ID. User ID. Okay, so we want context for this user. Now let's go ahead and create that. Okay, so let's go to contact, and let's say public static function for user. It's going to be an integer that we pass through. It's going to return us with a collection. Right? That's what we say contact user ID is going to be user ID get. Right? Let's return it. And let's import the collection class. So we want database of collections, I guess, and we're going to pass that through to the view. So it's a contact, contacts, and inside of our context index, let's make use of that. So let's say HR, and let's give a table dashboard. Right, let's create a T head. Let's say page name. Let's start with ID, name, email, phone, and actions. Okay, then we can go to T body, each contacts as contact for each. So it's PR, TV star 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, not 54, 5. Contact ID. Contact name. Contact email. Contact phone. And let's leave that empty for now. Let's refresh. Okay, we got that. Right, so let's work on the these actions. So let's say we're going to add an edit here. Okay, so it's going to be say like edit. Let's bring in font awesome. So let's look at that font awesome CDN. So let's bring font awesome 4 because the class names for that are really simple. We should use the latest version in your production application, but for what we're doing here, font awesome 4 is going to be fine. What happened to CDNs? Yes, is my connection working? Let's refresh this and see. Oh. There's a connection problem. Okay, so it's working now. So I'm sorry for that. Okay, so let's go. Let's go with font awesome 4. Okay, let's pick the latest version of 4.7. Let's copy the link tag and paste it in our master page right after Bootstrap CSS. Okay, and here we're going to say i.fa.fa-edit, and it should go to route contact.text.edit, and we're going to pass the ID of the contact ID, and I think this is good. And let's add a form for deleting. So let's say form route context.delete, and let's say contact ID. Okay, it's going to be we can't use HTTP delete method, but we can simulate it in Laravel by using the method annotation. Here, let's add a CSRF. Let's add a button dash btn link, and let's add a trash icon, fa.fa-trash. Let's create these routes for complaints again. So we want to create a get route for contact slash contact ID slash delete. So let's go for edit, right? And here we'll go to edit, and we'll say context.edit. The next one is going to be for delete, which is going to go here, and here we can just say route delete, Right, so now that we wired that up, if we go back, okay, so this is looking a little terrible. So let's quickly fix that. So I guess if we make this display inline, that should take care of it. Not really, but I think we're getting close. One more thing that I will do is let's add in text dash teacher. Okay, so they're not perfectly aligned. How about if we put a div here, which is flex and align items center, right? That should theoretically pull it up. Yeah, I'm okay with it. It's not like perfectly aligned right now, but let's get to the important stuff. So let's do context. Let's go edit method, edit, okay, contact, contact. So this is another route model binding of Laravel. So if you like create a route, and we have specified this, placeholder here, which is going to have the contact ID, and then you know, use the same name for the variable here and provide a model class here. Laravel is going to inject the record. So it gets its contact model here. So it's going to look in context for a record with ID that we pass here. Okay, so it's going to long story short, you're going to get the model with the ID in this variable, right? So let's go and say return view context dot edit, and let's contact in there. Okay, so let's go here to context, let's create a new file, edit calculate PHP. Let's take some of the stuff from our create, and actually have another idea. Let me just do this. Go here, go here. Let's end the section. So let's see that we have a create form which has all of these fields. So let's use them, right? So I'm going to extract this into a partial. Let's say include, say partials contexts of partials dot form. Okay, so actually not let's create let's not create a partials folder. Let's just say underscore form, which is going to make it. You don't have to do any of this underscore partials, but like creating a convention for yourself. When you look at these, you say, okay, so this is a partial view, right? So let's like first make sure that the create is working. So if we go to new, fill it up, save. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, so this is invalid, but it's fine. Okay, this is working. Now let's go to edit. Yep, it shouldn't say create new contact. It should say edit contact, and we don't even need to put this. Okay, so we can also put this in there, right? So let's remove that from create as well. Okay, let's put this as well in there because it's going to be for both. CSRF binding, and yeah, it's much cleaner now, especially if you can reuse it. Right, so let's do this, and this is going to be like a put because it's for updates, so we're going to have to use the method notation here. Okay, so well, we do need to like populate it. So if you go into form, we'll say, let me just quickly fix this. So we'll say context dot update, and do have access to it here. So we'll say contact ID, right? So that pretty much takes care of it. Let's go into the form. Let me just fix the one for that. Okay, so this is edit. Let's create input for contact. Let's say update and context update. That's gonna work. So here we want to check. Let's say if is set contact. So if the contact is present, right, then we want to use one value, or else we're going to use old value for this branch. So it's value equals contact name. And let's do the same thing for this. And for the phone as well. Okay, let's replace these. Okay, let's email. And I think we're good. So if we come here, get the old value, or actually the values here, and let's put the submit buttons. Let's copy those from here as well. Okay, let's say edit, and this is going to be update contact, and it's going to take us back. Okay, so if we do update contact, this doesn't, it's supposed to, the method just cannot find it because it does not exist. It does not exist yet. So it's called function update. So let's receive a request. Let's create contact request. Yeah, I'm hitting the name create contact request because we do want to reuse it, but okay, so you can pass them like this, right? And it's going to get the request, the correct request, object, and from these types, right? So this is something like really cool about Laravel. So it's going to give you the contact because we when we created the route, we specified this placeholder here using the same variable name, and we're going to get the contact model here. Okay, so let me just quickly rename this. Make it create contact request. So we can use it for create and update. Okay, so we're going to go into our requests. Let's make it rename it to contact request. And the last thing that we want to do is we want to change the name to class. And I think we're good. Okay, so here what we want to do is we want to, so this is going to take our validation. So like if we, let's go back. Okay, let's remove the name. Try updating it. Contact request is not exist. Oh, so we need to import the correct one. That's the thing we missed. Okay, so let's try it again. Yeah, new field is required. And let's fix this. So we'll say contact. Actually, let's pick everything up from here. Okay. And let's save it. Contact save. And let's do this. Contact updated successfully and return redirect. Okay, so let's say John Doe 1 update. It updated to John Doe 1. Okay, let's make this John Doe original. Okay, so this is working. Let's remove this SD from here and update the phone number. Perfect. So the last thing that we want to do is we want to work this delete. Okay, so let's click on delete, and the method delete does not exist. So let's click that. Click function delete. And yeah, we don't need anything here. Actually, we do need contact here. So it's contact. Let's make sure that we have declared it like this in the route. Yes, we have. So that should not be entirely problematic. So let's say contact delete, and let's bring these messages here. Actually, we need to clone and then bring them down. So let's say contact deleted successfully. We do see a little problem that if we delete it, we still have the name. Is it going to become null? So let's find out. Okay, so let's refresh. So contact John Doe original deleted successfully. Let's delete John Doe 1. Let's create a new contact. Um, let's see, Jane, so Jane at example.com. Perfect. So it created. Let's log out. Okay, and let's go to home page. Let's register as a new user. Um, let's call it let's say Chandler thing. Chandler at friends.com. Oh, so it worked. We signed up, login. Let's try it again. Chandler at friends.com. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Logged in. Let's create a friend for Chandler. Who would it be? Let's say Joey Rubiani. Joey at friends.com. Yep, must be 10. Okay, so create Joey, let's create new. Let's create a Monica Geller. Monica at Perfect. Okay, so let's change this. Let's change Monica to Rachel. And the email. Let's say the phone number is 899. And let's delete Joey. Let's log out. Okay, so this is the same application that we created, like, and it took us, I think, 3 to 4 hours, and we did a lot of refactoring to get to like a state of where we wanted to get to. And now we can also, get like this login and register part done very easily by using the starter apps that come with Laravel. But I, wanted to go through the same motions that we did with the vanilla PHP app or the core PHP app. So it took us about an hour, and if we had, like done the registration and login part the starter app way, it would have taken us even less time. So this is it for this video, and please subscribe to my channel. And if you have like any questions or you want to see some other type of video, please let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.